everyone, this is Sid here and welcome back to another video. It is the month of May, which means that it is Mermay. Let's go. For those of y'all out there in the audience wondering, Sid, what the heck is Mermay? Basically, during the month of May, artists from all across the globe draw pictures of mermaids all month long because mermaids are just so aesthetic and beautiful, so obviously. I didn't really know what mermaids to draw, but I really wanted to participate in Mermaid this year, so I drew all 6 of Ariel's sisters from Disney's The Little Mermaid, and Ariel too, obviously, because how could we forget about her? I actually have never seen The Little Mermaid spin-off series with Ariel and her sisters going on adventures and stuff, because I actually don't have Disney Plus or any of those like streaming services or whatever, but I have been in The Little Mermaid the Musical Junior twice. The first time I was in 5th grade and I was Chef Louis, and the second time I was in the 8th grade and I was Jetsam the Eel. So those were very fun experiences, and because of that, I feel like I have a pretty good understanding of all of Ariel's sisters and all of their personalities and stuff. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started, shall we? So the first sister that we have up here right now is Aquata, and Aquata is basically this one right here. I tried to make all of them look a little bit different by giving them different skin tones, eye colors, and hair colors. So Aquata has like brown hair and brown eyes, just like me. She probably looks the most similar to me, to be honest, out of any of the mermaids in the group. She has long hair sort of pulled back into a ponytail with this really weird like bang style. I don't know. It's kind of cringe. It looks a little bit silly, but we just love that for her. And her signature color is blue. So she has a nice blue tail and blue seashell bras. Each of the MerSisters has a cool hair accessory as well. So Aquata has this really cool like hairband made out of white pearls, which is very cute and charming. In case some of y'all are confused, wondering why I'm not showing like the whole entire Speedpaint video, it's because since there are 7 of these, instead of drawing out like 7 different tails 7 times over, I basically drew one tail and like copy and pasted it, you know? So it'd be a lot less work for me and would take a lot less time. So yeah, but basically Aquata is the middle child, and we all know how that goes. The middle child's always like the forgotten one, you know, never gets any attention from their parents. And that's bad enough if you have like 2 or 4 siblings, but if you have 6 siblings, that's just like crazy, you know? Because of this, Aquata's always like competing with her other sisters, trying to get a chance in the spotlight, and she's very like sporty and athletic, but even so, she's not very graceful, and she's sort of a clumsy little klutz, you know? Always getting her fins in the wad and tripping over her own tail wherever she goes. So yeah, I can almost feel the pain. I only have 1 sibling, but even so, sometimes I feel like I have to practically scream at my parents to get them to pay attention to me instead of him. It's kind of crazy, but yeah. I love Aquata's color scheme. Once again, it reminds me a lot of like what I would look like as a mermaid, because I feel like she looks a lot like me, so I can sort of relate to her on that level. And I love the color blue. It's my favorite color, so that also ties in right there. And yeah, the next MerSister I drew was Andrina, and Andrina has light blonde hair. It's sort of short. It has like this weird little swoopy bit at the front. I feel like her hairstyle is honestly the goofiest out of any of them, but I mean, I don't know. It's just pretty funny. And she has like a little seashell at the back of her hair, sort of like a little bun, but I don't know. She has nice emerald green eyes, and her signature color is hot pink. So she's definitely the brightest and pops the most, is the most saturated out of any of the MerSisters. Ariel is obviously the youngest one of the batch, but Andrina is also one of the younger sisters, and she's sort of like the class clown, you know? So she's very goofy, but she's also sort of sarcastic and witty at times. She's super duper playful and sassy and uses humor to cope with her siblings. I know, even though I love my little brother to death, we do fight a lot sometimes. So you can only imagine if he had 6 other sisters, there would be a lot of fighting in that house. Andrina uses puns and jokes to deal with all the drama and diffuse the tension. And yeah, she's the silly bean of the bunch. The next MerSister is Andrina, Andrina has lighter, paler sort of skin, and she has a nice, like, platinum blonde hair. She has a nice, long, flowy, high ponytail, sort of like Ariana Grande, and she has nice, deep, dark sea gray eyes. I think all of the MerSisters, except for 3, have the same color tail and bra, but Arista, Adella, and Ariel actually do not, which I think is a lot more clever and creative. Arista's tail is like a deep, dark, reddish sort of pink, but her bra is more of like a normal type red, sort of like a salmon color red. And yeah, just sets her apart from the crowd, makes her sort of unique. She also has beads in her hair, sort of like Aquata, but instead of hers being pearls, they're just like some red beads, but they look really, really nice. And yeah, in terms of personality, Arista is actually the most similar to Ariel because she's actually the most kind and compassionate and outgoing of any of the sisters, and she's also the most free-spirited and adventurous of the bunch. So she actually likes to go explore and out swimming on little mini side quests and journeys and all that great stuff. But that's pretty much it for Arista. Next up, we've got Attina, and Attina is actually my favorite of the MerSisters. I don't know why, I always just liked her the most. As a kid, I thought she was the prettiest, and she seemed to have like my personality, you know? So I found her relatable on like a whole nother level. She has a teeny bit of like a darker skin tone, and she has nice red hair. Not red like Ariel's though, because Ariel's is sort of like an artificial type red, but hers is more of like a genuine, authentic red, you know, like a ginger or an auburn. Those more like natural colors. But she has nice like medium length hair, sort of pulled up into like a tight formal updo, you know? So she has like this one big like curly roll at the back, and then she also has like this big curly like bang at the front, which is really, really cool. She also has these 5 like coral spikes off the top of her hair, which sort of remind me of like the Statue of Liberty, how she has like the crown, but it gives off that sort of vibe, which I think is really, really cool. She has these nice teal turquoise green eyes, and her signature color is like this nice salmony sort of orange, which I think is just so pretty and is probably one of my favorite colors out of all their color tails. But Attina looks the most like their mom, Athena, which is honestly kind of sweet and kind of sad too, because, you know, their mom passed away, and if you think about it right, like if you had all these siblings and single dad and no mother, Attina probably had to raise a lot of her younger siblings as if she was their mom, which is sort of reflected in her personality, you know? She's like very stern, strict, serious. When Ariel does come up and tell her that she's been like talking to humans and stuff, she's like, what? You can't do this. So she's definitely the most responsible and mature of the batch, even though she does have 6 crazy younger sisters, which would drive any normal person insane. She does seem to have a good amount of smarts and common sense, you know? She seems to be a very logical person. And as she is the oldest of her siblings, she will be the future queen, and she seems to take her queenly duties very, very seriously. She's always studying up and doing her best to be a role model to everyone else in the kingdom and her 6 younger sisters. While all her younger sisters have their heads up in the clouds or on Sandbar 9, she is very, very grounded and often acts as the voice of reason. And although she is very fair in general, she can be a little bit bossy at times and take her authority a little too seriously. But we just love Attina. Next up, we have Adella, and Adella also has brown hair, just like Aquata, but where Aquata's hair is more of like a wooden colored brown, her hair is more of like a chocolatey color brown, you know? So it's more of like a deep, rich, dark color. She also has nice light blue cyanish colored eyes, and she's one of the few rare exceptions that I was talking about earlier that has a different bra color and tail color. So she actually has a nice, pretty mustard yellow colored tail and a nice sort of lime green seashell bra, which I think is a really cool color palette and I think is really, really pretty. And yeah, her hair is so silly. It's another nice long flowy ponytail, but she has this really weird swoopy bit at the front. It's just so silly and stupid, but whatever. She also has beads in her hair, but instead of hers being pearly or coral, she has more of like golden beads around her ponytail and around her little swoop. And yeah, this whole entire time I've been saying that all of the sisters are crazy, but Adella is definitely the craziest of the bunch. She's the sort of ditzy, incurable romantic, the biggest flirt of the bunch. And she is head over heels, boy crazy, always talking about mermen, obsessed with the idea of falling in love and finding her one true prince, and just dying for a kiss, which I think is just so funny and hilarious. She definitely captures all of Ariel's dreaminess, but taken to an extreme, you know? And yeah. And the last MerSister we've got here today is Alana. And Alana is this one right here. She has nice black hair. I made it sort of like a dark navy in my art style to give more of like a squid ink vibe. I don't know why, but I just thought that'd be really cool. And I am low-key kind of obsessed with the dark navy blue hair, just to see my favorite OC crow. She has nice dark purple eyes and sort of like a light violet-y colored tail and seashell bra. She also has a nice lighter purple crown, which I think is really cool. Alana is the superstar, the fashionista, the hashtag diva of the bunch. She is a slay girl beauty queen, and we are so here for it. She is fascinated with glitz, glamour, and health, and is honestly a tiny bit vain, always looking at herself in the mirror and checking up on her appearance, doing her nails and patting down her makeup. In her spare time, she likes to use the underwater ingredients that her other sisters find for her to make beauty creams and skin lotions and all that great stuff. But despite her obsession with looks and seeming self-absorption, she's actually incredibly sweet and kind, which is an interesting twist to say the least. She's actually the shyest and quietest of any of the sisters, and she has a deep love and fondness for marine animals and creatures. And yeah. And last but certainly not least, we have the one, the only Ariel. The most iconic of the 7 MerSisters, the most famous without a doubt. I'm not gonna try to be original and say that Ariel's too basic and boring. I'll just go straight out and say it. I love Ariel so freaking much, man, and she is just so great. She might be one of my favorite Disney princesses, definitely not my favorite definitively, because that is Elsa. Elsa is the best ever, and no one will ever change my mind. Mulan and Jasmine are also up there because they are just wonderful, and Rapunzel is pretty cool too. But I think maybe 4th place might be Ariel, 5th place, I don't know. She's up there on the list, y'all. I don't really know like what it is about her that makes her so great, which is honestly kind of sad, but I just feel like she's such a realistic and relatable character on like so many levels, you know? Like her curiosity and like desire to explore and like her want for something more, not in like a greedy way, but just like to see the big wide open world and like experience connection, you know, with other people. It's just such a relatable thing, you know? Her song Part of Your World is just like so beautiful, and it's just such a magical and ethereal experience, and it's just amazing, you know? No offense to Halle Bailey like at all, because she is a great actress and an amazing person, and sorry to anyone who actually does like the live action Little Mermaid, but they just completely ruined this movie. Like, the original is so good on so many levels. It does everything perfectly, and it's just such an amazing story, and it's great to see such a great story from Ariel's eyes. Like, she is the perfect character to have as the protagonist, the perfect perspective for us to see this world from, and it's just such a great movie. Like, it is a classic for a reason, and I hope it remains a staple for like centuries to come. It is such a great movie, and I love it so much. And yeah, it just would not be the same without Ariel, you know? She is our queen. We love her so much. And yeah, but anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope that y'all guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please make sure to like and subscribe for more, because I will be posting lots of other cool videos, like more Mistborn videos like I posted last week, and just more drawing and stuff. I am an artist, so I do love to draw. Art is my forte, and I just love art so much. And yeah, comment down below which MerSister is your favorite in terms of looks and personality, and which MerSister you think I drew the best in my art style. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And yeah, but anyways, I hope that y'all guys all have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video. Always remember that I love you, and goodbye, eat more waffles, and peace out, Girl Scouts. Happy Mermay!